you know?
There it is. That we've found.
I did
that
it.
Guitar.
The one riff I remembered from
we just
high school.
To niche down.
Once you make a perfect guitar, like a 335, you're like, well, what do we do different next year? This was like my dream guitar. I've like always wanted an ES-335, and then I narrowed it down to the 72. Cranking the tone, cranking the gain, just juicy tones. We don't need any clean tone.
Now we're running this through a unique amp, which we have a full episode on, but this is let's see if I can get it, Texo Sound Tex Bernie.
Yes, that's exactly it. Ildefonso, like Vox AC15 type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you see all the time.
Exactly.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Mothership Gear. I'm here with my friend Loren James from Lorens Emporium, and today we have a Gibson ES-335, 1972?
335.
335. What did I say?
35.
ES-335.
Yeah. 1972, they have these cool embossed pickups that say Gibson on them, and that was the only year they did it.
Is there any like lore behind the embossed Gibson pickup?
I wish I knew. It's probably just kind of a marketing thing. Once you make a perfect guitar like a 335, you're like, well, what do we do different next year? And maybe it wasn't a hit, and so they stopped doing it. But on a couple different like 72 models, they have the word Gibson either embossed or engraved on different kinds of pickups they made. This is the bridge pickup.
It's right away giving like a Creedance Clearwater vibe. Like,
yeah,
totally get that like
what's
rootsy rock. Yeah. You got the Marines for Vietnam where we got the Creedance Clearwater thing down.
Exactly. That was bridge pickup. Middle pickup sounds like you would expect, glassy and nice.
I'm also getting like a little bit of like a George Harrison Beatlesy thing too from that.
Yeah. I should work on my cover riffs. That's what makes a good guitar demoer, to play a recognizable riff.
We got recognizable vibes.
There you go. Neck pickup nice and fat.
Is there anything you would recommend that they keep an eye out if they're looking for an early 70s 335, this quality, you know, like anything that they should be aware of?
Yeah, totally. This gear has a really thin, tiny feeling neck, low frets. So it's definitely something you get used to compared to like a modern Fender that has jumbo, really tall frets.
That's cool.
This has a volute on the back, which was supposed to help from the neck from breaking, but doesn't really help with any Gibson. Some people don't like this trapeze tailpiece.
What is the story behind that?
It's kind of like an old school way to hold down the strings.
Okay.
But a lot of people prefer the stop tail. You know, like on a regular Les Paul, you'll have the bridge and a stop tail. I think it has to do with tension.
Okay.
This has like a really loosey goosey feel because like the string ramp, not a whole lot of tension. So a lot of different nuances of picking up this guitar compared to a modern 335 or a modern semi-hollow body might sound and play different than what you're used to.
Do you see players on the road with that model of 335 at all? Like,
yeah, I don't really know any like famous or players right now that are using like a 72 335 as their go-to. The modern stuff, like the reissues, are all based off like the 50s and 60s. Those are like the golden years for 335s. So I think this is like the ugly stepchild that no one wants to take on stage, but it sounds and plays great, just a little different.
I guess, what are the pickups?
These are humbuckers, so it's two coils put together to cancel the hum. And I'm pretty sure it's Tim Shaw who I hope he was the one making pickups in the 70s. I know he did it in the 80s, but it's just kind of like a low output, chimey kind of humbucker. This was like the only humbucker guitar I had in my collection for a long time. So I'd pick it out when I was doing certain recordings that I wanted to be really like quiet and like crystal clear without any buzz from like a single coil.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got your 2 volumes, 2 tones, and the 335s have a big center block, so it kind of helps with feedback when you're on stage, where a 330 has P90s instead of the humbuckers and is fully hollow, so you might get some more feedback or different resonances.
Maybe, do you want to give us like some just like simple chords, like mellow kind of rhythm guitar stuff?
Put on the bridge pick or something.
Yeah, it's also got like, you know, we were talking about this band, but it's got like a Silversun Pickups thing too.
Yeah, he played an Epiphone 335, I think, you know?
There it is. That we've found.
I did
that
it.
Guitar.
The one riff I remembered from
we just
high school.
A niche down. We needed a niche down. We were going too broad with George Harrison, and
I'm like, what George Harrison riff do I know?
Quick, Silversun Pickups.
Thank God.
Yeah, well, that's the riff for that guitar. I feel like it's got a very 2000s indie band like Arcade Fire. Like, I mean, Big Thief is newer, but they sound like a band that you would hear in like 2005, 2006. Like, it has this like really worn in folksy Americana, like M Ward kind of like vibe to it, you know?
Yeah, when I pick this up, I want to play like some MJ Letterman or something, just like.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with like a 335. Like, it's a different color. It's like a warmer sound. I think it sounds like you're running tape emulation through it, like already. Like, it just
sounds like a record.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, he played a 335, so you can get that like 90s grunge thing too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like 335s with like heavy drive is a really cool sound.
So I guess it does it all.
It does do it all. So if people want to buy, maybe not this one, I think we want to keep this one in the collection, but they want to buy other stuff from you.
Yeah.
Where do they go?
You can find me anywhere online at Lorens Emporium, LORENS_Emporium.
Nice. And if you guys like this show, Mothership Gear, we've got lots of episodes, lots of guitars for you to check out. And hit subscribe, leave a comment, and we will see you guys next time. Later. Bye.